Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Come back with me. Now I will explain you about front-end, back-end, and API, but simply explaining, not detailing about. Okay, my name is Daniel Akbar. I am from Polytechnic IDN, and in this material I will talking you with English language. Okay, we start from front-end developer. Front-end developer is a man who doing his work as visual editor about all in front of your eye. The front-end developer is making the design of web application etc. Okay, what is the etc? etc, maybe you can making the game, or maybe you can making the other program like that. They are using some programming language to make the useful website application and the other, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or maybe with other libraries or framework. So when front-end developer making the website is only making the website just by HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but we must making the website with library and frameworks too, not only just using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, the usually CSS framework we can see maybe from the Tailwind, and the JavaScript is React.js, Next.js, and other. Okay, next. Now we will talking about how front-end developer doing the work. Okay, here I am unexplain the front-end to be a FA. Okay, so if I write the FA again, you know what is FA is front-end. Okay, front-end developer is responsible about all the display composition any websites or application, from the content, color, style, family, size. Okay, color, style, family, size from the fonts, image, and buttons that most giving comfortable users when seeing the interacting in. So the front-end developer doing the work after UI or UX designer finish their work to make the beauty display and some features. Have you know, it's very amazing work. So what skills required to be a front-end developer? That is, first, knowing 3 foundation to making website. Okay, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's only 3. It's only 3: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And the 3 foundation is very easy to learning. 2, smart and always to looking for the inspiration of design, because the design in this year or in this time is very grateful and very good. So if we do not have the inspiration of the design, we must looking for the inspiration in every day. That is must, because the front-end developer must have the best of design. 3, have managing frameworks and libraries. Familiar use library from CSS is Tailwind. As I say in the last time, and from JavaScript is React.js, Vue.js, Next.js, and other. And the last skills to make to be a front-end developer is English language, because in English language is very much using in IT or in programming learning. Okay, next. Okay, now we enter to backend developer. Now I will explain you a simple definition of backend developer. Okay, you can see in this picture. Okay, this is the woman with server and this is the computer. Okay, backend developer is very different with front-end developer. Backend developer not made the website with programming language. He is doing the work behind the scenes, managing database, controlling work string into your website, set the server for the best performance, and other. Okay. So it's very not same with front-end developer. You can see if the front-end developer just make the design, just make the visuality, and backend developer is set the server, managing database, and other data. Next, what program language used by backend developer? Okay, if you have to asking what the developer backend using to programming, the answer is PHP, Python, C++, SQL, Java, and Ruby. Maybe other, but I know just that. Next. Next. What backend developer working about? Okay, backend developer writes code that forms the backbone of a website or app. Ever wondered that goes on behind the scenes of a website? How exactly does clicking on a button take you to a different page? And where does your personal information go when you sign up for a free trial? Backend developers are the experts who build and maintain the mechanism that process data and perform actions on websites. Unlike front-end developers who control everything you can see on a website, backend developers are involved in data storage, security, in other server-side functions that you can see. Next. Okay, skill. For be a backend developer, what skills required to be a backend developer? For be a backend developer, we must have to skill knowing Python, Java, PHP, SQL, Git, frontend, trifecta, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and the other is communication. So, as you know, the backend developer is a lot of knowing the programming language more the front-end developer. Okay, this front-end developer just only knowing the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript only. Next, now we will talking about API. API is applications programming interface. Next, definition is from API is API itself is an interface that can connect one application with another application. Okay, and you can reading this by pause the video. So I will next. Types for API 1, 2, 3, 4. public API, private API, partner API, and composite API. Public API can be called by Open API by the name. Public API is the one type of API that can be used inter-platform. Example, API for Google Maps and API for weather application. Unlike the public API, private API is type of API who only used by internal. Usually, this type of API used for developing some applications. Partner API can be used for public build posts, but only to those who have permissions to use it. As with public API, you need to register with an API provider first, then use it only in certain applications as agreed. For example, the printers API. Composite API is an API that stores data from various servers or hosting in one place. Of course, it is very time-saving for users. That because users can get various types of data in just one access. API advantage. API advantage is make it easy, more efficient, and is safer. API architecture RPC. RPC is a technology to make communication between client-side and server-side possible with a simple concept. So, this architecture uses XML, which allow all data to be stored in documents. REST uses JSON as its data form, so it's lighter. Application performance has also become better. How API works. Application request for the API, an API request to the server, and then next the server is give the response to the API, and API give the response to the application. Okay. And this is just the text. You can reading by pause this video. Okay, if you finish the the read, now we next. API example Atas API. Next, Google Map API. Next, and Facebook API. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestion or questions, you can drop in the comment color. I'm sorry because now I'm very sleepy and I want to sleep quickly now. Okay, I'm tired now.